Okay, hey beautiful people. I'm about to go live with Lily of the Herbs, very talented herbalist and body worker, and we're going to be talking about the workshop that she's going to be delivering at Bloom Festival. Here we go. Lily has joined. Yes, Lily sent a request to be in the live. Let's see if it works. Bear with us, folks.
Ash.
Okay, we're in.
Yay! Fourth
So
time lucky.
easy.
Yeah.
So easy. How you doing, darling?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm down in freezing cold Melbourne wearing a fur jacket and just trying to keep warm.
Yeah, it's beautiful here. The sky is so blue. Anyway, let's talk about Bloom Festival.
Yeah.
Lily is. I'm going to introduce you, and then we're going to talk about your workshop. Okay, cool. So Lily is a friend of mine from the Northern Rivers community. Lily is a super talented body worker and a herbalist, and she's also a facilitator. And Lily is super skilled at Zen Tai Shiatsu, which is a modality that's really alive, and a lot of people are very passionate about Zen Tai Shiatsu in our area, and it's a beautiful modality. I'll let you talk about it. And you're running a workshop called Bodywork for the Heart, Exploring the Fire Element. And I want to hear all about it. I want to hear about your workshop and what you have to offer the festival. But before I do, I want to talk a little bit about Bloom, and I'm going to hear your thoughts on emergence because you were at our last festival, and I'd love to hear that experience was for you. Um, so Bloom is a festival. It is a 4-day experience where we come together to have fun, to dance, to celebrate, to feast together. And it's also a space where there's a lot of presence, a lot of intentionality, and a lot of maturity. Um, I'm noticing I'm getting a bit of feedback. If anyone who's listening, can you tell us if you can hear the feedback? And I'm going to try and put my headphones on. Like, oh, do we get it?
I'm not hearing feedback, Ash. I think it's okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll just let go of that one. Um, so yeah, the festival is going to be really beautiful. We're going to have a whole range of facilitators, of which Lily is one. Um, so Lily, tell it like before we go into your workshop, what was your experience at Emergence like? How did you find that? How was it for you? What were some of your favorite moments?
Yeah, so the festival you ran at New Year's Eve, I was running bodywork there, and I mean, the location for one is incredible. Just having swims each in between sessions, I just go and cleanse my hands in the river and splash my face, and really beautiful waters. And it was a small festival. Like I felt like it was intimate. So over the 4 days, I really got to know each person there, which was lovely. I didn't feel overwhelmed. Like I'd start to recognize faces. And everyone was so open and yeah, just for a chat in a kind of calm way. And the food, like all the food was cooked for me, which was incredible. I think that that creates a sense of family when you're all eating the same food together. Yeah, and so much dancing. I think every 5 minutes it was like, okay, we're going to dance again now. Yeah.
Cool, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that, darling. And your workshop is called Body for the Heart, Exploring the Fire Element. I'm really curious about it. Tell me about this workshop and why you chose it.
Yeah, so I've run a similar workshop with a couple of friends in Bali a few years ago. And it was, yeah, I guess the fire element, it's about social connection, the fire element. In Chinese medicine, it's the fire element is governed by the heart. And those meridians that from the heart meridians, they run up and down our arms. And and so often, if we're feeling depression or we're feeling isolated from people in community, where there can be a big separation, especially even at a festival, like, oh, there's me and there's everyone else who's having a beautiful time. And there can be a tendency to like hold in or protect the heart and hunch out. And there are so many potent points that we can use to open ourselves, open our heart, and to just kind of encourage a sense of connectedness. And I really believe that body work and presence and touch from another person can be a beautiful way of remembering that, you know, we're all individuals, but we're all going through a similar journey. So I'm going to be teaching specific Zen Tai Shiatsu gestures, like a small sequence, and some different practices to get us into our hearts more, I would say. And I'll be talking about specific points, and we'll also have a discussion, an embodied discussion around what is the fire element and when is it out of balance and when is it in balance. Yeah.
That sounds super interesting, and I'm excited about it because I've received bodywork from you, and I find that you have a very like masterful way of being with the body. Like I feel the intelligence in your touch and the holding and the awareness, and it was really nourishing for me to receive that. And I kind of want to tap into your body touch wisdom in this call and like go a little bit deeper. Like, you know, for you, like when you're utilizing the fire element in your body work, what is that all about? When do you utilize fire, and how do you do that with someone who's receiving touch?
So in this culture, a lot of, you know, in modern day kind of I guess just modern day fast-paced life, I think there is a tendency to be hot-headed, to feel a lot of headache. You know, what symptoms of being hot-headed is headaches, feeling like there's a lot of energy getting trapped in the head, and for people to have cold feet. That's something we see all the time, cold feet and a hot head. And that is a sign of energy moving up and getting trapped up in the head. And so when I'm working with the body, what I'm trying to do is circulate energy throughout the body. And if it feels like it's moving, it's stuck up here, I'll do work. I might start working down near the feet, spend a lot of energy working points in the feet, trying to open up and bring energy there so that it can circulate up and down. And getting a little bit lost here, but I think, yeah, I also think that with the fire element, you know, there can be protection. People can, like I was saying before, separation, protection, but there can also be overexcited in the heart. You're overstimulated. You might see someone in a room and they're laughing a lot. They're like, you know, they're really, after every sentence, there could be a nervousness. It's like, hi, how are you? I'm good. You know, up, up, up. And so there's a ways that we can bring it down first, settle the body, connect in with the earth. So we're never just working with the fire element. That's the thing. We are going to bring the earth into it. We're going to bring water into it. We're going to ground someone, and then we're going to calm the heart. And then only after doing that, then will we work on the opening. So this workshop's really, and this workshop is a microcosm of what it's like to receive a Zen Tai session for me, in that I am first checking in with where the body's at, then I'm grounding it, I'm relaxing it, and then only then am I working on opening.
Beautiful. Yeah, I feel how deeply you've got the Chinese medicine wisdom in your awareness, and when when I received that session for you, I felt my body very integrated and very grounded and well regulated, and to me it just seems like magic. Like I don't get Chinese medicine, I don't know this stuff, but it works. And so I'm really intrigued. I'm fascinated by it. And I think for people outside of this community who don't know what Zen Tai Shiatsu is, like what is this modality, and why is this a good modality?
Okay, so Zen Tai Shiatsu is a blend of Zen Shiatsu, and it's also with Thai massage. And my teacher is from the Sunshine Coast, and he was a Zen Shiatsu practitioner, and working with the meridians and points, and he found it too stagnant. So then he brought in, he went to Thailand and studied with many Thai masters, and he brought in this Thai dance. And it's a body-to-body contact, and one of the kind of key principles of Zen Tai Shiatsu is more contact the better. And so he brought that in and married it. So it's like the Zen, there's a lot of stillness and deep listening, but then also rhythm and movement, because we spend a lot of time on computers these days. We spend a lot of time sitting in cars. There can be a lot of stagnancy, which happens within the body. And so it's about bringing in a rhythm, and each person will have a different rhythm. And so I find when I'm in a session that I'll just drop into like, where is the deeper rhythm that's moving this body? So it can be quite fluid. Sometimes it can be more static depending on how much movement there's already happening for that person. But for me, when I'm treating, I feel like I have the most presence and clarity than I do in a general day-to-day life. You know, for me, it's a spiritual act. It's a meditation for me, working with the body. Yeah.
Beautiful. For those who haven't experienced Zen Tai before, like Zen Tai Shiatsu, it's a form of body work where you're literally moving the body, like you're lifting and rolling the limbs. There's a lot of body-to-body contact in the experience. It's a very, I find it very sensual and deeply relaxing. Like I just surrender and my body is being moved around. And it feels really nourishing to have, like in a regular massage, you feel the person's hands and maybe their elbows, but with Zen Tai, you actually feel the presence of a body. And I think people who do this workshop are going to receive a very connective, embodied experience of giving and receiving touch that you just won't get in other touch modalities. So I think that the people who experience this workshop, you're going to leave feeling grounded and connected and really nourished when it comes to touch.
Yeah, it's profound. Even if you're not receiving from like a practitioner, just the small gestures that I'll teach in the workshop, they're like a transmission of just stopping and listening, and it's just deeply calming when you spend that amount of time with someone moving in a way that's not the way that you would normally move. It rewires the brain basically as well. It's a rewiring when you move in different ways, and you also surrender and allow someone else to move you. That's a rewiring as well.
Tell me about, like, when people receive ongoing Zen Tai work, what happens? Like, yes, their brain rewires. What are the effects? What are the long-term effects of receiving this kind of body work?
Well, I can also speak from my experiences when I first time receiving, if you haven't received like a movement practice on a mat before, where there is a lot more body contact, there can be, I think, a little bit of hesitancy in the first few sessions for some people. I notice like there can be a holding, like not feeling quite able to like just fully surrender. But after a while, there's like a deep trust and a surrendering that happens and a softening in the body. And then there's like it's like a joy that comes after receiving body work, and an awareness that like, wow, maybe I was so far from like how out of body I really was. Like, I don't think we realize how activated we are a lot of the time, stimulated, constant messages, traffic lights, getting in and out of the car, even driving at 100 kilometers an hour. It's dysregulating. The body doesn't even realize. And it's only when someone stops and touches you with that amount of presence that the body can soften and drop to a deeper rhythm and relax. Like, it's almost like the frequency of the earth comes through. And I think they will find themselves feeling a lot more joy, a lot more clarity, a lot more peace of mind. You know, even like it's not just energetic, it's definitely remedial. I think, you know, if you've got a sore shoulder or something's going on there, like you can feel a lot of relief from tension in the body and pain. There's like the benefits are endless.
The benefits are endless.
Yeah, no, Milton. Like, I don't know. I can't really. Yeah, it's like I could go on, but yeah.
You're communicating it perfectly. Like, it's coming across for sure. What feels relevant for Bloom is that in our quest for feelings of inner peace and presence and groundedness and maturity and just our ability to really thrive in the world, there seems to be a movement away from the top-down approach of like talk therapy and towards the bottom-up approach. Talk therapy definitely has its place and is very rewarding, but the bottom-up approach of meeting how we relate to life through the body and learning what it feels like to have a well-regulated body and
Mm.
how to self-regulate through body-based practices has a profound impact on the rest of our lives, because when our bodies are regulated, the clarity of our thought comes through, and the compassion and the composure and the wisdom start to come through from a relaxed body. So becoming masterful in self-regulation techniques is quite exciting. It transforms our capacity to show up in every other part of our lives. So yeah, it's a real pleasure to have your wisdom with us on this journey.
Yeah, getting out of the head and into the heart and the hands. Yeah.
Totally. Lily, I'm curious about if so you're going to be running a workshop at the festival. You're going to be doing body work at the festival, so people can receive your body work firsthand, which I'm super excited about. In addition to that, if people want to work with you, what kinds of things are you offering at the moment?
Well, I'm currently living in Victoria, so I'm offering Zen Tai Shiatsu from Warrandyte in Victoria and in the city in Northcote. I also have recently become registered as a herbalist, and I have my dispensary even behind me. So I'm also offering herbal consultations and a blend of that, and they can be done online. And I'm running a training in October on Zen Tai Shiatsu and syncing the body's wisdom, learning gestures to balance the hormonal cycle throughout the month. Yeah, so there's quite a few ways to connect with me. My website is lilyoftheherbs.com. So that's some ways. And I have an Instagram, Lily of the Herbs, which you'll find here. So that's another way of following what I'm up to.
Awesome. Beautiful. So go reach out if you want to try out Lily, get in contact with her, or come meet her at the festival.
Come to the
festival. yeah, come to the festival. And Lily, if someone's on the fence about coming to Bloom, what is your message for them?
Well, reach out to me, have a chat. I'm happy to have a chat if you're not sure about the festival. And I think, do people get a discount if they chat with me and come to the festival through me? Yeah.
Lily has a coupon code. Send her a private message. She'll get the code to you and you can get a discount.
Yeah. And it's going to be, I think, like if you're down south and you want to come up north for a bit of warmth in July, I would definitely recommend that. I think it's good to take a break from southern winters, actually. Yeah.
Totally. It's going to be way warmer in the Northern Rivers than it is in Melbourne. And we're going to have fires, and we're going to have heaters, and we're going to have warm human bodies to cuddle, and we're going to have dancing, hot dance floors. It's definitely where you want to be this winter.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to see you there, Ash. Thanks for chatting with me today. And I'll be bringing heaps of blankets for anyone who's receiving body work as well, because you do cool down when you receive body work. Yeah.
Great. Beautiful. Okay. Thank you, Lily. Bye, darling. Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye, Ash.